Robert Mueller set to finally release some key details on the special counsel's investigation into Russian collusion. But these findings will not come until after the midterm elections, and they may not even signal an end to his probe. So what can we expect from this release? Here now to weigh in is the president of Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton. Thank you so much for joining us, first of all. We always appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you for having me. Good to be with you again.
So a couple things expected to come out of this, whether there were, in fact, clear incidents of collusion between Russia and the Trump 2016 campaign, also whether the president took any actions that constitute obstruction of justice. But as we just said, it may not even end, and the findings may not be public, correct?
Well, they may not be public in the sense that if he gives anything to Rod Rosenstein as the regulations require, Rosenstein doesn't necessarily have to make them public, but obviously there'll be extreme public pressure to make them public, both from the public and from a Congress that may be very hostile or different in makeup and be really hostile to the president. But, you know, I just don't see anything new after the elections that we already don't know. There's no collusion. There's no obstruction. But there is this special counsel investigation that's harassing the president, impeding the functions of the presidency. And it's something, as we've been saying for a long time at Judicial Watch, it needs to be shut down, and it was corruptly formed. We've got Glenn Simpson, a key figure in setting up the Mueller operation as a result of his getting the dossier into the FBI's hands, and the Justice Department coordinating with the Obama Justice Department to target Trump. You know, taking the Fifth Amendment. You know, I don't know how many witnesses have to be compromised, how many ethical compromises have to take place within the top ranks of the Justice Department and FBI in terms of the appointment of Mueller before we start questioning the very basis of his operation.
And let's take a look at some of those instances, because when you actually put it in writing, and we can pull up this graphic of all those that were compromised and the reasons perhaps it should be shut down. You have Jim Comey, who was fired. We have a long list here. We have Andy McCabe under grand jury investigation, Peter Strzok, Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, who's supposed to be testifying today or tomorrow. But I understand will probably plead the Fifth as well. So there's actually reasons for why you say that this should just be stopped altogether.
And just yesterday, we have at least 2 Treasury officials implicated in criminal leaks of information. Again, these guys were helping Mueller in his operation. They're leaking financial information out of the Treasury Department almost simultaneously. And going back to Comey, this is rich. You know, he was not only fired, but then he took documents that didn't belong to him. The FBI files that he had on President Trump leaked them, and that led to the appointment of Mueller. So you have this criminal activity leading to the appointment. And, of course, Rod Rosenstein is compromised as well in the sense that he's a witness in the investigation that he appointed Mueller to conduct.
Yeah, so
unbelievable.
But perhaps not unbelievable, because you've been looking into situations like this going back, obviously, to the Clinton email investigation. And apparently the State Department provided clearly false statements to derail requests for Clinton documents. That is a quote from a shocked federal judge just yesterday. Tell us about that.
Well, there was a court hearing on Friday before Judge Royce Lamberth, and we were asking Judge Lamberth for discovery in our Freedom of Information Act case about the Benghazi scandal, believe it or not. And that case had been compromised by the fact the State Department was misleading to us in the courts about the Clinton email issue. They didn't let us know they had all these Clinton emails that needed to be searched. And the court, as you might imagine, was upset at that, was concerned about the false statements given to him by the State Department, and excoriated the Justice Department perhaps for filing false affidavits. So to hear a hearing where where the Justice Department's having to explain why it wasn't lying to the courts, it's quite extraordinary. But what's even worse is that this State Department is opposing our efforts to get discovery of Mrs. Clinton, bring her in and question her under oath, and to answer any additional questions on the Clinton email issue. They want to shut it all down.
They moved immediately to dismiss it back in, 2014, and then the judge said yesterday he was glad that he did not do that, because now he has this information that they basically lied and withheld information from him, including Cheryl Mills, who said specifically he was shocked and dumbfounded, was his word, that she had been given immunity. We will continue to follow this. We appreciate all the work that you're doing there with Judicial Watch. Thank you, Tom.